Hello friends, my name is Catherine and today I'm going to be showing you how to make an accordion booklet. I've already done a little bit of the work on it so that you don't have to watch me repeat the process. This is going to be one of the covers. I started off with a bit of cardboard that is cut 4x4 and a bit of patterned paper which is cut 6x6, and I glued the cardboard in the center-ish of the patterned paper. And I finished up this one, and I've got this one still to do. That way I can show you what it's working, how to do it, but you don't have to watch me do it twice. So the first thing that we're going to do is just take and trim the corners sort of close to the cardboard. Not actually touching the cardboard, but sort of close. There we go, just at guessing a 45-degree angle. Not being precise because it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. Because so long as it's close-ish to a 45-degree angle, the sides will meet up when we fold them over. You'll see what I mean. But there we go. We've got those corners trimmed off that 6x6 inch piece of paper that has the 4x4 inch cardboard glued to it. And we're going to do the second cover. We need 2 covers for this. There's one, and then what we're going to do is just take and glue this, smear glue all over it. And I'm trying out this new clear glue bottle dauber thing, seeing how it goes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cardboard piece and turn it over on that tab that I just smeared glue on, because that's going to give me a nice, clean, square, trim edge right there. And then I'm going to take and just smooth everything down on the other side and do the same for the other 4 tabby bits actually. But before I do that, I'm going to do the opposite one first, because there's a trick to getting these corners nice and square. You do the opposite sides first. There we go. So just take and do the same thing, fold it over and down and press it down, and then smooth this down really well, and then take something that you can fit into this edge right here, because you're going to have a little bit of a tuck space right there because we didn't cut it directly to the cardboard. I use a popsicle stick. You can use, whatever you've got on hand, and just kind of tuck that down tight to the cardboard. Go like that, and this will give you nice creased edges when you fold it over. It'll still work even if you don't do this. It just makes it look a little nicer. And that is the key, my friends. All the little things that you put into it just to make it look a little bit more finished and professional and cute. Alright, and then go ahead and smear the glue on and do the same thing. Just flip it up and turn it over and smooth it down and make sure that everything is tight. And you see those edges overlap even though we may not have cut them at a perfectly 45-degree angle. I did not measure. You saw me not measure. And then the final tab. Okay. Got a little bit of glue on this zebra print paper here, and we need that zebra print paper, but we'll see how it goes. There we are. And fold it over, and nice and square, and press it down. And then we've got 2 covers. Let's see if I can line them up. 2 covers. So those are going to make our book. So we'll set those aside for a moment, because now we're going to do the accordion part of our book. And this one's going to be a little different. So I did my covers so that they end up 4x4. And I want the inside pages to be slightly smaller than that. I want them to be 3x3, which happens to work out really well on a 12x12 inch piece of paper. You can get 1, 2, 3, 4 sections of 3x3 each way. So we'll have a 4x4 grid. 3 inches each. There we go. So we've got our paper scored on a grid. Now what we're going to do is take our scissors and cut down each of those grids opposite to one another, leaving one at the end connected. So let's see if we can't just, there we go, leaving one at the end connected. So I've cut 3 of the squares and left 1 connected. And then I'm going to turn it around and go 1 over and do the same thing. Cut down 3 of the squares and leave 1 at the opposite end connected. So we end up with this kind of Z-curving looking thing when we're all said and done. It's got too many curves to be a Z, of course. Then I'm going to turn it around and do the exact same thing for the final section. And we end up with something that should look sort of like this. This happens to be a double-sided scrapbooking cardstock. Now, the next trick is to fold it up opposite ways. So turn it over after each fold, all the way around the Z. When you get to the edge, fold it over, and then just keep on turning it over and keep on folding it opposite. So we're making an accordion. So we've divided this 12 by 12 paper up into 4 by 4 grids, and now we're folding that grid so that we end up with it all stacked all the way down, but it opens up. So these make excellent memory books, like photo books and things like that. You can do them on larger things too. 12 divides into 4 really easily as well, so you could do a 4 by 4 one. It would end up larger. You'd want your covers larger then. I would recommend 5 by 5 at that point. That way you end up with an extra ½ inch all the way around. But whatever is easiest for you. There we go. Oh, there's a fold there that didn't quite end up. There we go. Even-ish. There we go. And you can just kind of force it back into shape. That's the great thing about folding things. If it doesn't end up quite right, just shape it a little bit different and press down on it. It'll work out. It'll work out. There we are. Okay. So now, because we use double-sided paper, we've got zebras on one side and these cool pink and purple Sharpie shape on the other. Zebras, sharp things. And it opens out in an accordion. And that is cool enough, and we can glue it into our covers, and I think that we will. We'll go ahead and just glue a cover on in the center there, and then glue it onto the other one, the center the other way. And that's all right. But we can make it even cooler. So let's take and glue that on. Actually, before we glue it on, let's go ahead and do something else. Let's grab, I know, a bit of light purple cardstock. Aha! I have got this light purple printer size cardstock that'll work excellent for this. So I'm going to just go ahead and divide it up into 3 by 3 sections as well. I won't be able to get 4 out of it, but I'll be able to get quite a bit. I'll be able to get some. There we go. Okay, and then trim away the excess with our handy dandy trimmer, which I totally pulled up here backwards, but whatever. I can use things backwards. I don't even care. There we go. Trim off the pieces that aren't the right size. There's one, and then that one is also not the right size. I believe it is 2.5 instead of 3. In fact, I know it's 2.5 instead of 3 because it was an 8.5 size paper. So we'll trim that off. Okay. And then we've got a couple of different things that we can do with this. We can trim it this way. So we end up with something that folds out like this, and we can glue it in. So let's go ahead and pull our book over and glue in something that folds out like this. So we're just going to take and stick a bit of glue on the back of here. And I don't want it right at the front. Let's go right there. There we go. And then this is 3 by 3, so it should center right up on that page. And smooth it down in and fold it over, and then we'll pop out and create a little extra tag there. And then what we can also do is trim one of these off of this group of 3. There we go, one off, and set that aside for something else. And then fold this way so that it's got one covering the other. And then go ahead and put just a bunch of glue on that. Right there. And then taken, I think, right there, maybe? Yeah, I like that spot. So we'll take and put it right there and stick it on really well. And then that folds out like that and like that. You can also, if you go back to my video on how to do pop-up cards, you can also do pop-ups in these pages because they've got folds. So you could do a pop-up coming out as well on any of these pages that you wanted to. So there are a bunch of different options for adding extra tags that can fold out and extra pages. You could even do like another one this way. You could make a great big thing that folds out really long, although at some point it ends up getting a little thick for fitting in between those two pages. So let's glue our pages in between our covers. They can just spread glue all the way around on here, on just the front side of one of these, well, the outward facing side of one side of the pack, and then kind of just turn it over and sort of try and make it centered-ish. Sort of. Good enough. There we go. All right. Press it down. Hope it sticks. And then do the same thing for the other one. And I want to just make sure that those hearts line up the same way. So if I turn that over that way and that one over that way, then I can flip that over this way and they'll line up. Awesome. Okay. And then smooth glue all over this side. And now you may be saying, how can I see where I'm lining it up if I've already got the back on there? I won't be able to see how I'm lining it up. And that would be true enough, but I'm not lining it up with this when I put on the second cover. When I put on the second cover, I'm lining it up with the first cover that I glued on. So we're just going to take and line it up with the first cover and smush it down. Smush it down and kind of rub it on a little bit. And there we go. One Accordion memory book. Opens it up. It's got extra foldy out bits. You can add those on for every single one. You can make it as thick or as thin as you want. And then when you're done, tie it up with a bit of ribbon so that it doesn't just fall apart when you pick it up. That's going to be important. Remember to tie it up with a bit of ribbon. That's what I did today, guys. I would love to hear what you're doing today. And if you have any ideas for anything else that you want to see, let me know, because I love trying new things and I love sharing the things that I try with you. So I want you to see what I'm doing. And I will see you guys all later, and remember to subscribe. Bye!